What's been going on, family? I know I haven't posted one of these in a while. I've honestly just been disappointed in the state of Warzone. I do think the game has so much potential. I do like the Black Ops 6 gunplay in the game. I love the Omni movement. It's just that every year when we do an integration, it's like we're starting over from scratch. There's a lot of bugs in the game, and then there's a lot of quality of life updates that they added to the previous version of the game that are taken away or retracted in this version. Then they end up fixing those quality of life updates, maybe adding some other ones, and then it happens all over again. It's like a toxic cycle that we go through every single year, but that's honestly gonna keep happening until they decide to make Warzone a standalone game and stop trying to attach it to every single Call of Duty title. But I don't think that's ever gonna happen. But the big problem right now in the game is cheaters. They added big map rank play, which that's what I like. I like rank play. I like to play big map. I wish we had a new big map, but Verdansk does come back soon. But there's so many cheaters right now in rank play that it forced me and a lot of other people to go back to console just to play rank. I mean, if you're playing on PC, you're probably running into 2 or 3 cheating teams one game, every single game, and it just doesn't make the game fun anymore. So a lot of us decided to go back to console and play just for the peace of mind and know that you're not running into cheaters all the time. I do hope they can get a handle on this and get a lot of it fixed before Verdansk comes out. Verdansk is supposed to come out, I believe at the end of March or beginning of April if it doesn't get pushed back. And I think that's going to bring a lot of people back to the game. It's going to bring people that haven't played the game in years, that's going to be excited to play the map, to get back on, to get like that COVID feeling when we were all hanging out playing the game. But if they don't fix the game, it's not going to last long. It's going to be running into cheaters. There's going to be so many bugs in the game that people are going to stop playing just as fast as they did last. I do still love Call of Duty. I really hope they can get a handle on all these things, man. They can get it together and start listening to the community, especially before Verdansk comes back and that wave of people come back playing a game that haven't played in maybe a year, 2 years, or 3 years, just because they haven't been enjoying it. I'm gonna be posting some gameplays. Some might be small maps, some might be big map, some might be some rank play games put together. We have some good rank play games. I do enjoy rank play because it's competitive, hard, it's difficult, it's challenging. I always like things that are challenging. And you also can have a goal in rank play to level up and get gold, diamond, crimson, iridescent, shoot for top 250, playing a lot and have time. So it's just something else to do other than just sit there and pub stuff. Like I said, I have been playing on PS5 lately because of the cheaters, and I mostly try to play ranked. So I'm gonna run through those settings for y'all. If you have a TV or a monitor that's capable of 1440p or higher, you have to go to the store if you don't have one and get an HDMI 2.1 cord. Is very important. You won't get the same quality if you're using just a regular HDMI cord. It has to be a 2.1 cord. That being said, if you go to screen and video, if you go to your resolution, you want to keep this on automatic, but you want to test for 1440p to make sure you can still use it. You want to have this VRR on automatic. I think most TVs might have it. If you're playing on a monitor, go on your monitor and turn on either adaptive sync or variable refresh rating, and then you should be able to put this on. It's very important. You also want to have 120 hertz on automatic and ALLM on automatic. All three of those are very important. I don't use HDR. It makes my screen and my game dark. Some people do use it. I'm not sure how they get their screen to lighten up, but if I figure that out, I will let y'all know. Quick side note for the people who are trying to record their gameplay with a capture card or just stream or anything like that. If you want to use VRR and ALLM with 1440p, you have to get a Elgato 4K-X, the newest capture card. I'm not sure about any of the other brands. That's the one I got. I know the versions before this one, it allowed me to play in 1440p, but I couldn't use ALLM or VRR. So keep that in mind if you're trying to buy a capture card to either stream, record, or anything like that. All right, let me go through my graphic settings with y'all real fast. You got to make sure you have this 120 hertz refresh rate on. If you don't, you will not be getting it in Call of Duty. As far as brightness, this is personal preference. I think that my PlayStation is a lot darker than my PC, so I turn my brightness up a little bit. Quality, you want to make sure you have all three of these off. You always want to have these off. You never want motion blur. Are you playing an FPS game? And fidelity cast, you have to have this on to make your game look clear. If this is off, your game will look blurry. I keep mine at 90. You can adjust this to your personal preference, it don't matter. My textures, I have mine on optimize. It does, I think, take more space for optimize instead of minimal, but I honestly haven't seen the difference between the two, so I just leave it on optimize. And then my view on console, I go 113 field of view. You always want to affect it. Your weapon field of view is wide. This doesn't matter. They don't have third person anymore in Warzone or Call of Duty. I hope they do add it because I did enjoy the third person mode. These two, you want no camera shake at all. So you just put these on lease. Third person ADS. I think this is for zombies. I did forget that they do have third person in zombies. And then I personally keep my inverted flashbang on. That turns your screen black instead of white when you get flash, so it doesn't hurt your eyes as much. For my interface settings, I didn't change anything except for the color palette. I put it to Trinopia. Everything else I left the same. Gameplay HUD, want to make sure your minimap is square, minimap rotation on. Radar off, this is horizontal. This I have fade after 10 seconds. You could put never disappear, but that'd be probably annoying. And crosshair, I do have my crosshair on. Some people don't. I put mine on larger and I changed my color to green just because I feel like it helps me see better. I like the new customization. You can change it to whatever you want. I usually go back and forth between green and purple. And everything else is the same. You could turn these down if you want to. This is just the visibility of things on your screen, which none of this usually bothers me, so I just leave it alone. All right, I will run through my controller settings for y'all real fast. I personally run tactical flip. You can run default flip, whatever you want to run, stick and move. This is all personal preference of how you hold your controller. The sensitivity, mine is at 2.1. I kind of like a faster sensitivity with the new movement and everything. I think this is equivalent to maybe 1010, 1212, something. I'm not sure. I don't know what the chart is, but this is what felt best for me. All this stuff is off. I do shoot with R1 instead of R2. So I got my swap on. You'll never want vibration or trigger effects. Dead zone, the minimum dead zone depends on if you have stick drift. I don't have a lot of stick drift in my controller, so I keep mine on 5. The left stick max, now I would turn this down. I keep mine on 60. I would at least turn it down to 70 or lower. This helps with your movement, so it's not a delay when you're trying to sprint or tag sprint or things like that. But you do not touch your right stick max. That affects your aim and you don't want to mess with your aim. And then I keep my L2 R2 dead zones on 0. Aiming sensitivity multiplier, the only one I touch is my ADS sensitivity multiplier. I put it on 0.75. Once again, go to the fire range, shoot bots, like I always said in most of my videos, to try to find out what's the right sensitivity for you. Mine's always changing, so I'm sure everybody's is different. It just depends on what works best. Advanced aim settings, you want to make sure this is instant and your response curve is dynamic. I keep mine on 100. Some people turn theirs down. I just leave mine where it's at. And then movement, if you want auto tac sprint, you got to keep this sprint assist on tactical sprint assist. You want 0 delay and you want it sideways and backwards on. Mantle and crouch assist off. I play with corner slice off. Some people do play with it on. Really doesn't affect how your character looks while you're shooting. It just shows that you're leaning around the corner, but if I'm shooting you, I still can see your whole body. So it's really just a pointless animation. I play hybrid, so I'm able to slide and dive. Some people do like slide only just because they accidentally dive when they're trying to run away and stuff. So that's just personal preference as well. Airborne mantle, I keep on partial. And I keep it on partial just because it's hard to get through windows when you have this off and grounded mantle off. You cannot jump through windows, and that gets me killed a lot. Sprint restore and slide maintain sprint on. Parachute behavior, I keep mine off. That way I don't automatically pull my chute when I'm loading in. I can pull it right before I hit the ground to make me land faster. Mantle cancels reload on. And then for advance, toggle, I didn't mess with a lot of these settings. Like I said, I turned ground mantle on, single tap sprint, and you want to just make sure these are on, which I think they are on default. In combat, I don't think there's anything that I really changed in here. You want to make sure your armor plate behavior is all. C4, I use 1x1. Equipment, all this stuff is the same. For the advanced settings, you want to make sure sprint cancels reload is off. That way, when you're trying to tech sprint and stuff and reload and get away from people, you don't stop your reload animation. Then other than this, everything should be the same. Like I said, this is my first video back, so I do appreciate y'all for watching if y'all did make it through. I will start to post some gameplays like small map and big map soon. Maybe some rank play if I can get a team or if I can get a good game with some randoms. So if you are new here, please drop a sub, drop a like on the video. Check those links in the descriptions to watch me live on Twitch or Kick. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. Much love. Peace.